we were told that we could go up in the tower and shoot B-roll. Otherwise, we just have airport stuff. But yeah, I guess maybe that's what I was told.
I thought so too. Yeah.
I believe that would be the case. The amount of space.
You're with CBS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We only have space for one, so we had talked about having you.
Well, you get it for me anyway.
Yeah, because you were going to be the pool camera, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I wasn't sure.
No problem.
Yeah.
Other airports here in this region, but also service critical nav aids as well. So the staff here does a tremendous job of doing all of
So
that.
you have American Delta and United all flying here, right?
We have a Delta and United only right now. Sun Country seasonal.
Did American be in here?
They did pre-pandemic. When the pandemic hit, they pulled out.
Okay. So I think it's fine on all three of them here.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of the project itself, $72 million project. As you can see here, we have these portions, $16 million in federal money already allocated, another 15 from the state. But for the $38 million federal delta right now, this project is ready to go. We've already done pre-design, design work. We're ready to put a shovel in the ground and bid this project as soon as we lock up the funding.
Can you expand these at all?
Absolutely.
So is the state, I mean, is local and state willing to kick in more? Frank says he wants to help.
So we are going back to the state for approximately another $4 million. And we're prepared to make up any last minute, depending on how bids come back, any last minute debt service here locally if we need to. That number can't be too big though, we just don't have the capacity to do it.
Yeah. Is on the 72 million, is this, are you gold plating this baby, or is you like, no, we're gonna do it? Is that the most reasonable budget possible, 72 million?
It is.
Does that include the backside of what we're gonna do with ATC modernization? Is everything in here as well?
It's all in there.
But we're doing, that's 72 million now. That doesn't include our
infrastructure is totally separate from that, sir.
separate than ours, what we're doing 12.5 is gonna be different than.
Correct.
Do they get part of our 12.5 if we're revamping the whole?
Our 12.5 is only going to be our equipment standalone from the actual tower facility. Yes, sir.
Right, but this is a contract tower, are they included in our one big beautiful build?
They would give radar though, and tower, like to your point.
Or we do a common automation platform, would they be included in?
Yes.
Correct.
So this is just the structure itself.
It is, and the reimbursable agreement that we will have with the FAA for any equipment that does need to be purchased as part of that process.
Okay.
I will make one distinction. Because we're not part of the contract tower program, we're a unicorn in the industry. There are about, a few dozen facilities who are locally owned, federally staffed, who have never had a funding program for infrastructure of this kind. The IIJA developed a program where we had that, and once that expires at the end of this year, that particular program, we go back to having no path to federally fund this project. So we're working with Congressman Stauber's staff to find a federal path if there's a delta at the end of the airport terminal program as it expires this year.
Okay.
And Sean, just last thing is the 148 fighter wing, that next gen aircraft, we have F-16s, that next gen's going to be the F-35 or
You guys in line for the 35?
yeah.
Didn't we get those from the Wisconsin Air Wing in Madison?
Our F-16s?
Yeah.
I did. Did we? Okay.
We got 35, all went up to speed.
Yeah, well, we want, this is going to help with, the scoring and what have you when they deliver those F-35s to the new guard units. And so this is
It's important.
It's huge. I mean, the economic benefits are outstanding, and obviously aviation is growing.
Well, Mr. Secretary, we'll take you up to the cab.
Mr. Secretary, one thing, when we start talking about putting surface awareness initiative, electronic flight strips, takes more room. They need more room. This tower cab won't support this.
Okay.
Mr. Stauber, please. Ladies first.
We're going to keep a small group, guys, going up with the secretary and the congressman. Very
Allie,
limited space.
Allie, come on up. Go ahead.
I need to fix this.
Where are you from?
I'm from Texas originally, but I was directed for CSA and then we
That's why I try to limit it. We're gonna have to rotate groups through.
Maybe let
No,
the
no problem.
cameraman go.
Yeah, I
You-
think that's a
yeah.
good choice.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So Sean,
Outside of our, the main terminal, what are the aviation get from that?
Our biggest player is Cirrus. So they design and build all their aircraft here on the field. So every Cirrus that gets delivered comes from here. So they do all their test flights, all their production. They're also the main flight school aircraft here. Fighters, Cirruses, air carriers, and medevac traffic is big here as well.
We got a mix of everything from a lot of helicopter activity up through the F-16s, so a lot of very ski aircraft.
is the helicopter thing for
Flight school, we also do tours.
is it helicopter flight school here?
Yep. Yeah, Lake Superior helicopters, they kind of merge with Lake Superior College, who ends up one of the flight school operations on the field as well.
Okay. Mr. Secretary, I want to just point out that I think you may know it. This used to be an active air base, 179th Fighter Squad. And it changed. They left in the early 80s. Okay. And so these are the buildings that we're using. Huge benefit to our economy. We talk about Cirrus, best-selling piston aircraft in the world.
I think they just delivered their 14,000 aircraft in 2024. And so they're also, over here you can see some new construction. They're building a lifelink hangar, which is the main medevac purveyor of the area. So they have about 10 helicopters that fly all around northern Minnesota and northern Wisconsin. They also have fixed-wing aircraft. So when the weather's too bad, down by the hospitals, they land fixed-wing aircraft, transport via ambulance.
This tower was built in the early 1950s. The infrastructure here, we have shuttle leaks, trying to keep the air conditioning and heat in balance. Depending on the water here, it changes quickly. So,
We have 14 fully certified controllers and 10 trainees. Our goal number is 25, so we're just short of that with our 10 trainees if they all make it through the certification process. But right now we're only at 14. It takes 10 currently it takes 9 controllers per day to cover it. That's our minimum staffing per day. 4 in the day, 3 in the afternoon. We're a 24-hour facility, so we do have 2 controllers in the overnight as well.
difficult to train in a small
Yeah,
environment.
so obviously you can see the tower is quite constrained. We have, this is the local control position over here. They're training actively. Greg is one of our trainees. Wes is training him on the local control position. So he's talking to everybody in the air, landing, taking off these runways. Sam over here is working ground control. So he's talking to everybody on the ground, giving clearances, taxiing.
Radar position.
Yeah. So right now our radar controller is downstairs, and we're minimum staffed. The radar controller will actually work up here. And you can see how the radar controller is kind of between the 2 guys working the tower, which isn't an ideal setup. Obviously, and the screen is a lot smaller. You'll see when we get downstairs how advantageous it is to work on a bigger radar scope. For how busy we can get, this can get difficult to
Well, it's nice that you guys have some of the newest technology that America makes here. So.
Yeah, you can see so our STDS system is
homegrown, right?
this computer right here is our information display system. This was actually developed by a controller here, and he's been maintaining it for almost a decade. So this is, other facilities will have that EIDS system. This is just something that we had to develop here, where we have all shortcut information to anything that we would need to issue to pilots, weather, NOTAMs to specific airports.
There's no other route right now.
we have charts. We have if we have any sort of flow restrictions with other airports, with our air carriers going to a higher AMSP. That's all of that system that our controller here developed.
How long have you guys been working on the funding for the tower? When was the plan hatched, and how long has it been underway?
Well, it's really been worked on forever.
I've been working on it since I've been
Yeah.
7 years, a couple years before that.
We actually went and did the siting in 2021, I believe it was.
Yeah, the design.
The design work.
The design's
for a
done.
while. Yeah, so the design's done. It's shovel ready to go. It's a cooperative effort between us here at the agency and the airport to get that done.
And the new
'cause
tower is gonna go right over, see that,
Yep.
the red, white, and blue building?
Yep.
Just to the right of that, they raised, an old, structure, that's what it's gonna go.
And we can show you downstairs how different the view is going to look in the new tower on our simulator, because you can kind of see here on our runway 21 with the sight lines, it kind of slopes away from the tower, so we can't even see the threshold of where planes are landing because the tower is so short. You can kind of see the same thing down on the west side of the field with runway 9. It's just difficult for us to judge where aircraft are
He's doing
in
90.
proximity.
New tower. What are you guys doing here? What construction is this?
Taxi reconstruction. Just updating, straightening out some of the bends in it and upgrading the pavement.
Tower's gonna be the proposed tower's 100 foot taller, and actually the tower cap's
121,
twice as big.
121 to the floor, 440 square foot versus the 200 square foot here. And it'll actually feel even bigger than that because this antiquated console design will go away, and we'll have a slat wall design, modular, up against the glass closer, and much more friendly to modernization efforts, bringing in new equipment. Here to bring anything new, gotta find a spot, we gotta cut a hole or take out a panel and replace it. All the supporting computers and power supplies and so forth are in cabinets below here, just a mess of dust, and the doors are open if you want to take a peek in any of them.
How many Delta United flights are coming in and out a day?
I think there's 8 per day total, 8 to 10 given a day. We're actually going to we have 2 planes overnight here. They're just switching it to 4 going forward here pretty soon as well. So I know they added 1 Chicago flight daily recently due to volume uptick as well. So.
Can you talk about, how busy it is when they're training on, when the guards training on the weekend?
Yeah, so I guess just for a daily synopsis, a busy day here would be over 900 operations, which is quite a bit. A slow day here would be closer to 100 operations. When the F-16s are flying, they can go out 2 to 3 times a day, 2 to 3 sorties at a time, 2 to 4 in a flight. We have a military operation area within our airspace called the Snoopy MOA.
Okay.
So that we're unique in that sense that we're an approach control that actually clears aircraft into a MOA. So they'll go up there, do their training missions for an hour or so, come back, play in the pattern, and they'll do that 2 to 3 times a day, pretty much Monday through Friday. Yeah, and they'll also, when they come over the top, one of their main procedures is on overhead, come over and they'll break over the field and spiral down to the runway. Obviously with this eyesight level,
Gotta get down on your knees, just like this.
You kind of gotta crouch down to see the planes.
They buzz the tower.
Yes.
Sort of, yeah.
Careful with the coffee.
One of the questions with the standardized, the 440 model is a standardized model. So you asked downstairs, like, what can we do is this the budget max or budget min? The 440, the intent of the 440 model is the slot wall is we can put one here, we can put one here, we can put one here. Standardized tower, controllers show up, they move from here to there to there. It's that whole idea of standardization across the NAS is that 440 design is really important for that. That's the piece that it's essentially the South Tower at O'Hare.
Yeah.
Is they take that model, design it, set it up over there at 142 feet tall, and that controller leaves Duluth and goes to O'Hare, and they're like, oh, I've been here before, been there, done that, seen that thing. So
Right.
Yeah, we have controllers come from the military here, and they have to learn our antiquated equipment.
Listen, I think we all, you come up here and think that an American tower operates on this equipment. It's frankly it's shameful. It's not right. And again, it was just as background, we the president doesn't do anything that's partial or half or 3/4. So we developed our proposal that would actually do again, the infrastructure side of town, but then also the bricks and mortar side of the infrastructure as well. That brought us to $31.5 billion. We're at 12.5 billion, so that gives us telecom's problem. We telecom radar. We get a center plus where we put that at. We're not sure yet. We're going to be able to pull some money for a common automation platform as well. That's going to take us some time to compete it and then debug it. So my hope is that the Congress will come back and give us additional money. And a lot of that is bricks and mortar, because this stuff is so old. So we have a lot of the technology work now, and the telecom work.
No, texture works.
But I didn't get a lot of money for this other part.
Just copulous and kind of.
Go over beer one day, I'll tell you
nails on a
the
chalkboard.
sad story of the fight we were in to get the rest of the money and the promises that were made that weren't kept. The House did their part, getting the 12 on. The Senate could have done more, but here we sit. But there's a lot of people who I think have bought into. So they didn't realize what this was. They didn't realize how bad it was. They think that we just take care of it and it gets upgraded and updated. And they're like, holy shit, this hasn't been done for how long? So I think we're in a good place in the coming year or two to get additional resources to be helpful. It's across the nest. I mean, it's there's so many places that need the work, but obviously you guys, as one of the oldest, obviously need some help. I think what would be best, and you tell me what you think. It'd be great if there was a proposal that says, hey, we can secure this much more locally, we can secure this much more from the state. They're going to do that if you guys come in with and having some more resources, and they're not dollars in the door, but they're commitments from the state and locally. Then it's a little more ascertainable the strength of what they have.
No, you're right. Yeah. Mr. Secretary, that's exactly right. When we get that pot of money designated for this, if we're a little bit short, I have faith the state's going to come up, local folks are going to come up, because it's that important. We see the importance of this, the economic engine that our airport and this tower directs. And so, yeah, the answer is yes, we can do it, and we will do it.
Or maybe it's just the side of, hey, we think we can get this much, had conversations, state, local. If we come in, we're able to then look at what that number might be for us to make up the difference. We could do it contingent on you guys getting those other resources. We could choreograph that as we go.
Yeah. No, we'll be definitely in touch on any additional locals.
Okay.
Would you like to see the rest of the facility, sir?
I would love to.
All right. You can wait on this
guys.
guy.
Love you flying that NACA flag last. Make sure I see that he took it off the shelf 7 years ago instead of wearing it today. Appreciate that.
Sir, would you and the congressman be able to start the camera real quick? With Lorenzo for our team, if not, no worries, Nate just flagged before me.
Sure, one.
Okay. Yeah, if you and the congressman, I can hold your coffee for you. Lorenzo will, you guys with my phone?
What do you have?
Wireless ones.
I was just asking if he's confirmed to do Alpha 5.
Oh, look at this.
That's right, fancy.
I think it's just because I told the
Yeah, no worries.
I'm actually supervising the oversight right now, so I have everybody keyed up right now. I was just kind of watching it go back, kind of peek around, make sure you want to do one. So I'm doing the oversight right now. How you doing? Good. Yeah, and trainers and the ground controller, and so just kind of making sure the overall eye catch everything. Just a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Volunteers that makes
Congressman? Yeah. Microphone's right.
I'm gonna bring you here and tell me what.
It's not going to be in the form. That's right, it'll be form. Give him a red through the.
Alrighty.
Give him a
Skywest 3686 Duluth ground taxi to terminal via Alpha.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like Cincy on that 250 degrees or something. There you go. I know that is math. Good to go.
Or we're here up in the Duluth Tower. I'm here with Pete Stauber, the congressman locally,
And listen, this is a perfect example, one of the oldest towers in the country. But you should see the equipment that's being used, and we've talked about this a lot, Pete. But you've come and fought to say, listen, we need a brand new tower here. One, it has to be higher, it has to be newer. This is a Korea War era vestige, this building. But the equipment is so old as well, and I appreciate your fight and effort to make sure that we're aware of it and you get the resources necessary for the build.
Well, I appreciate you coming, Mr. Secretary. It was 2 months ago that I asked you to come here, and you promised, and this is your commitment. You came today. I wanted you to see the third oldest air traffic control tower in our nation, and see the need for the new tower. We've demonstrated the old equipment, aviation. We have to make it, continue to make it the gold standard, and we have a lot of local support, state support, and we're going to continue to work that federal level avenue rather for the financing, because it's that important. When you look at the opportunities for general aviation, commercial aviation, and then the 148th Fighter Wing. You saw some controllers that talk about the need for this, and this is in the one big beautiful bill. There was a really good down payment, right? And we have to continue to invest in our air traffic control towers. The men and women that work here, you've talked to them. This is antiquated equipment, and so I just appreciate you being here, wanting to make a difference, because this matters. It's about aviation safety, economy, and the gold standard that you're pushing.
But here's the thing: I think most Americans believe that the FAA and the federal government has made sure that they update all of the equipment that is used to keep our airplanes safe. And I think it's just been recently that people have realized that actually, no, that's not the case. People have fallen down on the mission to make sure all of this equipment is state of the art. And so we talked with President Trump. We want a state of the art, gold-plated, best in the world air traffic control system. And nothing can make that point better than look at the equipment here. And by the way, kudos to the controllers. By the way, you all have done a great job. But we're asking them to use, again, 1950s, 1960s, 1970s technology to keep our airplanes separated and safely flying through the airspace. And again, they do a bang-up job. They do wonderful work. But now it's our job to do our part, to step in and make sure that, again, this is the best in the world. And we got a great, as you mentioned, down payment, $12.5 billion. We're going to start the process. We need $31.5 billion. And by the way, part of that money is for the bricks and mortar that rebuild towers like this that are so old. By the way, if we're on the current plan with the FAA and current funding mechanisms, we'll be able to replace all of the towers, TRACONs, and centers in America, I think, over the course of the next 360 years. That is unacceptable. We can't let that be the American story. There's one point this was the best in the world. No longer. So I appreciate your partnership and your support as we get to work to make sure when we come back in a couple of years, we take a look at hopefully a new tower, but then in that new tower, we're going to have the best equipment. Right now we're starting with radar, with new telecom. We're developing the software, the common automation platform that's going to help the controllers make it a lot easier for them to control the airspace. It's not dummy proof, I'm not saying that, but it makes it a lot easier. It makes their jobs better. This new program that we're gonna bring online, that's going to take us some time, but I'm looking forward to it. And again, supporting the controllers that support every American who flies every single day, keeping them safe. And so, thanks for showing me the tower. And again, this underscores the need for the work that's going to be done in this revitalization in this brand new building.
Yeah, thanks for coming, and I'm glad you could see the need for it, and we're going to push for increased funding. Thank you.
Awesome, brother.
Thank you very much.
We can cut that and make it sound good.
Thank you, gentlemen.
You guys, thanks for having us. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Very grateful. Thanks for coming up. What's the NADCA pitch? What do you guys got for me? Just give me the one. Go.
We want a seat at the table with everything with modernization. We want, everybody here is very knowledgeable about everything, but for NACA, controllers, we kind of know how the everyday operation works, so we know the practical side of a lot of things, what will and won't work for, big ideas. So that's kind of all we ask with NACA is controllers, seat at the table.
Can I pitch you back?
Absolutely.
So I would tell you that worked with Nick quite a bit. You do have a seat at the table, but my position with NACA has been, it is a two-way street.
Absolutely.
I go, let's talk, let's figure it out. But then you guys aren't a problem. But there's some places that I think we need to do a better job of navigating, what controllers we have in the cab at what times. And so I've told Nick that, and we've had a good relationship so far. But it does go both ways.
Yeah, and you'll find with like we had that big the reauthorization last year. All the staffing numbers that increased, that was a big collaboration effort between the FAA controllers and then outside groups who are helping make the best decisions.
Just can't leave you with one last point.
Absolutely.
So you guys rammed through your contract before we got here. Had you not done that, you probably would have done way better.
No,
Just
we're not happy with it.
Guarantee you
I'm
would've
1,000 miles from home. A lot of us are 1,000 miles from home.
So
and-
is the new contract is working for you?
Hmm.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. You would have done better
No,
had you waited.
I'm
That's what
not
telling
happy.
you.
I'm not happy.
But that's what I'm telling you. And you guys
No.
waited and said, hey, you know what? How do I take care of, where are you from?
Up in Denver.
So how do I take care of guys that want to go back to Denver? How do I take care of guys that want to go to the East Coast? How do they want to go to Southern California? And frankly, what I would have done with Frank is, and you guys don't have this issue as much, but if you go to Denver, it might be. The question is, the location pay. I think we're capped at $10,000. Is that the cap we have? Frank, what's our cap for location if we're in Spencer?
For CIP, or no, for locality, I think it's right around
10,000. So you guys rammed and jammed a deal through. And with this thing, I would have sat down and said, I want to pay, I want to be helpful, but I also want you guys to go, and we'll put our shoulder weight in and
No,
help you
it
guys
needs to go
out too.
both ways. I think we were all a little.
It wasn't what we were.
No, we were not expecting it.
And I just
But
want
you rammed and jammed before you got here. I'm like,
None of us were expecting it.
I do want to stress that the reauthorization stuff and all like the staffing stuff was kind of a separate thing from the contract as well, and so it was kind of two separate things that we were being worked on with NACA, and so we saw reauthorization as like a big win. We were getting higher staffing numbers and everything, but then the contract side of stuff is kind of still something that is.
It's separate, and it's tough because
Yeah.
we got guys that've been here 10 years, and they only. I think he broke 100,000 this year.
That's
His first,
not right.
no,
I think
it's,
so. And I look at what you guys. I listen.
If you'll slow it down, would be.
And I think we've seen this at the FAA. I have been willing to go, how can I be more helpful on the pay side? And in response to that, I need more help from you guys to go, we're going to work together to make sure we fill our gaps. I can't have sick outs in Jacksonville. I mean, come on. What do we do if guys are sticking out on me in Jacksonville and we're shutting down the East Coast? Like, we'd have to work on that together. And I've been completely open to go, how do we pay people fairly for what they do? How do we get some feedback to go, we can't allow these other things that are happening with your brothers and sisters in other places. Those are things that I even consider right now. But so I hear you. I hear you. I'd love to see you get back to Denver. Frank, you want to go back to Denver?
You want to go to Denver?
I'd love to go to Denver.
Denver Traycon or Denver Tower?
Either.
Okay.
Either one. I'll
See,
take either one.
So this is gonna be the best trip that we came to see you on because Frank's gonna take care of you.
Take care of you. All right, you just heard.
Thanks for coming up.
Yeah, no, listen.
Thanks for listening. Like, it's
100%.
a tough time. And I know the contract kind of jumped out on you guys. It was not, and I know it wasn't you guys.
I wasn't there. You guys interviewed you went to Lily. You guys pushed it on me.
Yep. No, I'm
So you got to tell me before I got there. And you.
See you later.
Thanks for listening to our facility before we get off.
Thanks.
Thanks.
I appreciate
Yeah, thanks
you
for
listening.
those services.
I can remember that. I got Wes. I got it.
So Wes, when you go to Denver, just send me a text. Thanks, Duffy. Thanks, Frank. All right. Thanks, Pete.
Hey, Wes. Nice to meet you.
Alpha Hold Short Runway 21.
I remember that. When you come up. Thanks for coming up. Good.
The whole entire team over to Oshkosh from here.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Take
You
care.
guys do good work.
Thank you.
Take care. See you later.
Thanks.
Take care.
Echo Duluth Tower, wind 330 at 6, runway 27, clear to land. Cross 21 and Alpha. Cross 21 at Alpha.
Yeah, West 5819, cross runway 21, continue the terminal via Alpha.
Thanks, guys.
Is he done with the tour portion? Should I go
No,
back?
he's looking right now. He's looking at their training simulator, and I think he's going to go into the radar room here.
Okay.
That's why we have this simulator. We used to not have this simulator. This one's actually brand new. We just got it a few months ago. It's much more improved from the previous one. Yep, we use it for training, stage training. We can also use it for refresher training if somebody needs refresher on a certain topic. So, yeah, just wanted to show you our training.
Thanks for letting me discuss. This is great.
Eric, how much time are we reducing certification times?
Yeah, so our, as a low-level up-down facility with the volatility of our traffic, our training time has kind of gotten dragged out.
I'll switch.
So it takes almost, historically, it's been over 10 years to certify somebody from the day they walk in to being fully certified. Our last 3 to 4 certifications have been more like a year and a half, which is a lot better number for us because of tools like this, and because of improved efficiencies in our training program, because we have to go through classroom training as well as simulation training before we get on the floor upstairs as well.
You got one coming up on a year that's getting close, right?
Yeah, we've got a lot of controllers. We have 10 trainees right now. So when we have 4 training on one position, it makes it a little more difficult to get training accomplished. But we've got 3 that should be certified within the next 2 to 3 months. That'll get us from 14 to 17 fully certified controllers, which helps out a lot.
All right.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Secretary, we'll go across the hall to the radar.
It's really small. It's really small.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of more of the same as what you saw on the tower, but a bigger screen for our controllers to work off. So we try to work down here as much as possible. A lot of the same tools that you saw upstairs, the antiquated equipment. You know, I remember in one of your press conferences you talked about the paper flight strips. We have them drop a strip so you can see what that looks like in our old-fashioned tube system.
So, you can drop a plane strip down.
Where's it come to?
It's going to come right down this tube. So.
Oh shit, your tube,
It's a vacuum tube.
Oh no, it's
So
just
that's-
one way. It's just grab it.
Yeah, so that's how we transfer communications of
Does it go the other way? No.
of the aircraft.
I guess I was spoiled.
So those, you know, the paper flight strips, we don't have the automated system. So that's our old-fashioned way. And if it gets stuck, we have a ball bearing or marble we drop.
We have a little tape,
Yeah.
tape buffer here. Little landing pad.
If that's not there, we shoot across the room.
Yeah.
So.
Well, listen, you guys, we appreciate you guys doing it on this equipment. You have a full-hearted effort to revamp all of this, and it's gonna take us a little bit of time, but we're doing it piece by piece. But we hope in short order we're gonna improve the work environment. All right, excellent. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Not an FAA badges here, say little. It's good.
It's good seeing you.
Good seeing you.
Stay in the trouble, man.
Yeah.
See you. Take care. Thank you for everything.
6075 Duluth approach, radar contact squawk 0302. Says a 075, traffic at your 2 o'clock, 3 miles. Southwest bound, a Cessna 2300 descending. Says a 075, enter left base, runway 27.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
The radios have a boot up time after that, so you guys could be without radios for 30 seconds. There's a lot can happen in 30 seconds, so that's one of the things I'd be really excited about in the facility.
Yes, we had with the North was what 30 seconds radio, but then the scopes that are good, so it's
Right. So the scopes here in the TRACON are backed up, but the scope upstairs, which during off-duty hours is typically where they're working, is not backed up. So that will go blank along with the radios.
Fortunately, we're not too busy during those times, but I mean, can't plan for everything. So, yeah.
Well, I don't know. Do you wear this thing? Is it wear a job?
Some of it predated me when I say that. And when I say predated me, I mean my birth.
All right. Well, listen, I appreciate this. Thank you guys again. Just what they say, pictures live 1,000 words. All you need to do is look at what you're dealing with and underscores it.
That's why we appreciate you coming and check it out.
I commit to you guys. I'm gonna work with Pete, and I think you guys have to do your part to figure out what other commitments can we get from the state, and he asked us to see what else we can do as well, and we're going to partner up together and figure this out.
Yep.
Okay. All right. How long will the new tower take to build?
Are you guys going in another spot?
Okay.
One mechanical room downstairs, just for the boilers. So.
Probably won't be
Yeah, because you probably want to get set up for the press conference.
I'll do that. So,
Yeah.
So how do I get back out?
Down to the hall. Into the hall. Just go down the stairs.
Thank you.
Out the door.
I appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Obviously, I don't know, 5 minutes or so, and we'll pop
Yeah,
out.
that's what they're saying. They're going to go down to the boiler, and then they're going to come back out.
Okay.
That's okay, man. You got to show them everything
Did
we're
you get
here.
some good B-roll?
I think so. Yeah,
Good,
yeah.
good.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
I'm sorry, I was confused because I couldn't remember who was getting it.
It's fine, dude. Yeah, we were all trying to figure stuff out. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is it nice up there?
Not really. I don't know. I don't know much about control towers. It looks a little antiquated. Yes, I don't know exactly how this works, but I'm a pool camera for other stations in Twin Cities. I'm from CCO.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm sure they would you'd probably
No, we've used CCO stuff before. So
okay,
I'm sure
hopefully they put it up on NewsPath.
Yeah, as long as they do that, we'll be
Yeah,
money.
and I can check to make sure so you get. You're out of Duluth, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love your wrap on your car, dude.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It is a nice one. We had to, because we had we're half NBC, half CBS.
Oh yeah.
So we branded it into Northern News now, but we do have 2 vehicles that are still CBS 3 wrapped. So it's the only one we have wrapped like that.
Oh, but I think it's so cool. I like the trees.
The trees is cool. We actually
there's a hallway in our office that has the same ramp.
Oh, really? Oh, cool, matching.
So my roommate, he works with me. He does like PhD in Florida, and we went out to Wisconsin Point one day, and when we were going out there, there's one of the like the pine trees before you get to the beach. Yeah. And he's literally like, "Man, it's crazy. You guys just have Christmas trees like out in the wild." And I was like, "That is so crazy." Because I go there and I'm like, first time I went there, I was like, I need to see a palm tree. I've never seen one in my life. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just funny the different sides of it.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's really true. Yeah, I guess it was the same way, yeah. I think they have pine trees down.
I guess not. But I
Maybe
was
it's not
sure
familiar.
he was in South Florida, kind of near Hollywood.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was also funny though, because there's actually a tree on Wisconsin Point that
But not news, right? Yeah, 'cause I think there's Twin Cities that sent me, I'm speaking back to Fox. Yeah, I don't know, Fox, now Fox.
make sure nothing fell over. Flew off in the wind.
Could you give me a quick mic check?
Oh, yeah. Check, 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 1, 2, check, mic check.
Okay.
Okay, are you good?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Hey everybody, want to thank you all for coming out. Before I talk about the tour here, I just want to give a congratulations, Crew 10. Just splashed down safely. NASA, I'm dual hatted, so I want to say congratulations to Crew 10 first. But I'm happy to be here with our airport manager, our representative from the FAA, and my good friend Pete Stauber. It's important to come and see the facilities that are used across the country. And there's nothing like a picture to explain what's happening and what you have going on in Duluth. Maybe just as background, I was born and raised in Hayward. I have flown a lot out of this airport. Big fan of the Twin Ports, being a northern Wisconsin guy. But frankly, I didn't realize how bad your tower was. This is a facility that was built back in the 1950s. And if you see some of the footage from the tower, it looks like there's 1950s, 1960s, 1970s technology in this tower, and that's unacceptable. And I think what happened was a lot of Americans thought that their government, their FAA, their DOT was taking care of updating all of the technology that controls our airspace. And the truth is they weren't doing that. They've let it get old and antiquated over the course of decades. And so I'm grateful for Pete's help on this, but in one beautiful bill, or the great big beautiful bill, whatever the name is supposed to be, the Congress gave us $12.5 billion as a down payment for for upgrading this system. Now, it's not all that we need. We need $31.5 billion, but the $12.5 billion that we do have is going to go to new radar, new voice switches, new radios, new telecom. We're using copper wires instead of fiber. So all of that's going to happen in those upgrades. We're going to work on the software that you might think you use on your computer. We're using a version of like Windows 95. It's not Windows 95, it's for air traffic control. But we need a state-of-the-art air traffic control system, technology, to control the airspace for the great men and women who work in this tower. We're going to start that development as well. But when I go from $12.5 billion to $31.5 billion, a lot of that money is projected to be spent on the bricks and mortar of the towers, the TRACONs, and the centers that we need across the country. I believe the stat is that if we go on the current plan the FAA has to rebuild all the tower centers and TRACONs across the NAS, the National Airspace, it's going to take us 360 years to rebuild all of them. This is insanity. So I just want to let you all know in Duluth, and I've told this to Pete and to your team here, we're committed to working with the Twin Ports. It's a critical airport for northern Wisconsin, northern Minnesota. We're going to continue to work with all of you to ask you to get some more money from the state and local government, and we're going to partner to make sure we find the rest of the resources so you can build your new tower. The plan's already there. You got the site set up. We want to be helpful to make sure you have a great tower, the bricks and mortar, but then we have the technology, the new technology to put into it, so you'll have one of maybe the first state-of-the-art towers in the country. Before I turn it over to Pete, I want to mention one other thing. Many of you have reported that we have issues with the staffing of air traffic controllers. We're about 3,000 air traffic controllers short right now. And I've said many times, we can't flip a switch and turn on more controllers. It takes 1.5 to 2 years for a new controller to be trained up in the Duluth airspace. So it takes time to get our controllers certified in the airspace in which they're going to work. But we have done a number of things. One, we've taken the best controllers that apply to attend the academy. The highest scored applicants are getting into the academy first. The lower scores are going to take a lower position in the lineup to get into the academy. And when we get higher scored applicants into the academy, we can reduce our washout rate in the academy. Right now, the washout rate is 35%. If we get down to 25 or 20% as a washout rate, we get more controllers through the academy and working in towers across the country. We're offering some tutoring for the controllers. If they're right on the edge, they need a little extra help, we're going to offer them the help. We're able to bring in more instructors, which has been a problem. So all of these things coming together with trying to keep the controllers who are at the age of retirement, keep them from retiring. We're going to give them a 20% upfront cash bonus if they don't retire. They stay and they work for us. America needs them to stay on the job. So if we ask them to stay, let's pay them a little more to stay. But all those things are coming together to bring us to a place where we can have more controllers navigating our airspace. And again, I wish Pete could snap his fingers and make this happen overnight. It can't. It just takes time. But what you need to know is that the plans are in place and we're rolling forward with the structural changes that are going to fundamentally change the way air traffic control in this country works. And I fly a lot. Frank, I think sometimes the FAA hates me because my flights are delayed or canceled all the time. America deserves better. We do deserve better, and there's way too many delays and cancellations. And if it's an equipment problem, so be it. If it's weather, yes, okay. But if it's coming from our system or not having enough controllers, that's unacceptable. And so we're working, and you got to offer some grace, because this is a problem that is, decades in the making. It's going to take months, if not years, to get us to full capacity, but we're doing it.
And so just stay tuned. You're going to see the results, in the coming year and years. So again, I want to thank you all for having me. Again, I understand how important this tower is. I understand how important this airport is. I understand how important this region is, because I come from here. And again, I'm committing that I'm going to work with your leadership, your congressmen, your U.S. senators, who, by the way, I get along with very well, on how we can come together and get a strategy, get a plan, and get the resources to make sure you have a brand new tower at your airport. And so with that, I want to turn it over to your great congressman, who I couldn't ask for a better friend and better ally, better partner. You couldn't ask for a better advocate fighting for the Northland than Pete Stauber, and I'm grateful to call him a friend and a colleague. And again, asking me to come up here, Pete, thank you for inviting me and being part of this tour. Pete Stauber.
Thanks. Mr. Secretary, thanks for coming. It was about 2 months ago I met with the Secretary and I said, we've got an air traffic control tower in Duluth, third oldest in the nation. I need you to come and look at it and understand the immediate need that we have here for a new air traffic control tower. Secretary Duffy said he promised me, he committed, he made that commitment today. I think that when you saw, Secretary, you saw some of the old technology, the basement area that we know floods, the boiler that is on its last leg. This is important for all of us, and for me. Somebody's asked me, how long you been working on this? I said, since day one after election. It's that important. And we as a region are going to get this done. The Secretary talked about the importance of funding, right? I mean, we had it funded in part of the reconciliation, but the Senate had taken it out. We've got 31+ billion we're going to go after to improve the air traffic control towers across our nation. But let's get the worst first, okay? The Secretary understands the 148th Fighter Wing is here. We have commercial aircraft coming and going, general aviation, and of course Cirrus and our helicopters in this area. And we want our controllers to be in the state-of-the-art facilities. And so I think that as we work to get funding for this, I know that Tom Werner has committed that once the final funding is in place, it's going to start. There's going to be zero delays, so that's important. That's why we all have to work together. And I want to specifically talk about Natalie Zalesnikar, the representative from Hermantown, who helped secure millions of dollars of funding for this. She understands the value of this air traffic control tower, the economic value that it brings to our region. And so I want to thank Representative Zalesnikar for leading that in the House down in St. Paul. So our job is to we're committed to the additional funding. We're committed to working with all of our partners. And the one big beautiful bill that was passed and signed into law on July 4th, that was a great down payment. Now we're going to continue on with the President's agenda and the Secretary's agenda on making sure that our air traffic control systems, the technology within them, and the workers are the best of the best. We want to, in the United States of America, we want to lead in the gold standard in aviation. We have the people to do it, we have the professionals to do it, and the workforce to do it. We just have to work together with the funding. I know not only the airport authority, not only our legislators, not only our Chamber of Commerce in both Hermantown and Duluth, but regionally, we understand the value of these dollars that are going to go increase the technology, increase aviation. For those of you who don't know, general aviation, commercial traffic is up at this airport, especially when the 148th is flying. And we know that air traffic control tower is going to be 100 and some feet higher. The sight lines are going to be better. The air traffic controllers will not lose sight of aircraft, especially the F-16s during their drill weekends and almost on a daily basis. So I couldn't be more proud to be in this fight. We're going to get it done, but it's going to take all of us together. I'm going to do my part in the United States Congress, House of Representatives, to get it done. So with that being said, thank you all for being here, and I want to turn it over to Frank.
Wonderful. Thank you.
First and foremost, I want to thank Mr. Secretary and the Congressman for inviting me to come along. Anytime I get an opportunity to see one of our FAA facilities, FAA men, women, the controllers, the technicians, the support staff, it's truly an honor to see the work and professionalism and dedication we see on a daily display. It's absolutely fantastic work. There is challenges for us. Obviously, we have antiquated equipment. This building was built in 1952, over 70 years old. Think how much the aviation industry has changed over the course of the last 70 years. Think how much airspace has changed over the last 70 years as far as competing demands and what we are required to do. The exciting thing is with the antiquated equipment, we have a way and a pathway forward with this new big beautiful bill and this brand new air traffic control system. Controllers will now be afforded the opportunity to work on state-of-the-art technology versus antiquated technology. New radios, new radar, new surface awareness initiative that'll take advantage of the new ADS-B technology that this facility will see very soon. But there's still challenges there because a building of this size doesn't have all the room and the capacity to take on a new tower simulator. Right now it's in the conference room. Conference room was not built for a tower simulator system. But the controllers are making do, and they're doing an outstanding job. To the Secretary's point, we are over 3,000 controllers short. This facility has 10 bright and talented individuals training on air traffic and have advantage of this new TSS system that's actually seeing reduced training times. Our staffing will get better, but we have to be committed. We have to stay forward with our thinking and make sure we're committed to what we want to do because it's the right thing to do. This facility has saw an uptick in traffic of over 10% in 1 year. This year, the traffic demands continue to grow. They're on pace of breaking 150,000 operations, and they serve not just Delta connections and United connections, but the Air National Guard. Cirrus Factory is here, very important to our gross domestic product and what we do. These controllers, these technicians, they support these endeavors. And we have to continue to make sure they have the very best available funding, equipment, and staffing available to them. And for that, I want to thank the Congressman and the Secretary for making this happen. Yes, it's a challenge, but it's also an exciting opportunity for everyone inside this building, and I too am committed to making sure that this comes true. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. With that, I'd like to introduce Tom from the Duluth Airport Authority.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. My name is Tom Warner. I'm the Executive Director here at the Duluth Airport Authority, and I want to extend a heartfelt thanks to the Secretary for coming here today, taking time out of his busy schedule as one of our chief advocates as well, Congressman Stauber, who has been just a champion not only for this airport but for aviation. Mr. Secretary, here at the airport we share your commitment to aviation safety. It's something that we live by every day, and I want to commend you on your aggressive approach to it since taking office. Thank you very much. Over the last 13 years, we have aggressively approached an infrastructure renewal program, most of it that the public doesn't see on our airfield, but it's incredibly important. This tower initiative over the last few years is just the latest phase of that. It's an incredibly important part of our infrastructure because we know that air commerce can't thrive without great infrastructure. I say often that if you're traveling in and out of Duluth, whether it be on a United flight or in a general aviation aircraft or corporate aircraft, that if you're thinking about the runway, you're thinking about the air traffic control tower and not the loved one you're going to see when you arrive, closing that big business deal on the other end of your trip, you're thinking about the runway or air traffic control tower, we haven't done our job. And so we've been working very, very hard to make sure that our facilities are the best they can be. Obviously, we have challenges, and I really appreciate the Secretary and Congressman Stauber's commitment to helping us fix these challenges. They aren't easy. If they would have been easy, we would have done it a long time ago. So again, I appreciate the commitment to safety, gentlemen, and your leadership on these issues. Thank you very much. All right.
Thank you, Tom. We'll take a couple of your questions. Before I do that, though, I just Frank, one thing I don't want, we're going to have money to come for new infrastructure in our facilities across the country. What I don't want to do is I don't want to invest new technology in an old tower that then we have to rip out to put into your new tower. So I think it makes sense that if we're going to invest new technology, let's do it one time, not twice. So let's look at, you know, what's needed. So in the long run, we're going to save money on this process. That's number one. Number two, I didn't call Pete before I came up today, but knowing that I was going to Duluth and being from Hayward, I just wore a pair of jeans and a pair of boots.
Perfect.
And I fit right in. So I'm very happy with my knowledge of our dress code. I was like, I don't want to wear a suit today. So thank you for wearing your jeans, Pete. I'm grateful for that. The last thing I'm going to mention is we're talking aviation, but I just want to let you all know from the Duluth media perspective that I have been made well aware, and I know the bridge very well. I know the Blotnick Bridge all too well. Since I've been a little kid, I've been traveling across that bridge, and fully understand the needs of making sure we get that project going. And by the way, bipartisan, both states, Democrats and Republicans working together. It's really helpful too when you know the bridge itself. So we're all working and teaming up together. Just want to make sure I'm giving you guys that piece of information as we're talking about, you know, Duluth and Superior. So with that, if you guys have any questions, we're happy to take them. If you don't have any, that's okay. If you want to talk about the Lumberjack World Championships in Hayward, Wisconsin, a couple weeks ago it went on, I'll talk to you about that. Anything?
I'll ask one. Just, you did talk about it a little bit, just the importance of it being from the rural community, but if you just want to talk one more time about the importance of this airport for all the rural communities, not just
Yeah, so I think that's a great question. So obviously this is important to Duluth, and you guys live with this airport in Duluth, but you have to know that this services northern Wisconsin and northern Minnesota, and the small communities that exist in this part of the country rely on this airport to have especially commercial air travel at their fingertips. And again, if you're driving to Minneapolis or Milwaukee, no matter, depending on where you're at, it doesn't work. So it's critical that the small communities that can't drive that far have access to this airport. And again, we have 2 airlines that fly in right now. It's great. Maybe we're gonna get the 3rd back, Tom, who knows? But again, you lose an airport, you lose access. And so again, I think it's a special group of people who understand what rural America is about, and especially this part of rural America. And you have a gut knowledge of how important places like this airport are to people's access to travel. But it's an economic driver. I think, Tom, you mentioned people coming in doing business deals, making investments, or getting out on sales calls. All of that is critical to make sure that we have a vibrant economy. And so it's Duluth, but it's Superior, and it's the broader region that this airport supports.
I want to add to that if I can. So you asked about the rural airports. So not only did Secretary Duffy, he understands the need for it, but he just mentioned he understands the need for rural America. This administration and this secretary will protect and work with the rural legislators. He's not just in Newark or New York City or DC or Philadelphia or Houston. He's here in Duluth. He understands. He comes from a small town. He understands that rural America is who we are.
Thank you. Born and raised. Anyone else for us? Yeah.
Funding for this rebuilding the tower, coming from the big beautiful bill, or where's all that coming from?
There are revenue sources that we have that we can pull from, and by the way, it's competitive. We look at the needs across the national airspace and where we're going to invest. Had I got all the money that I wanted in the big beautiful bill that Pete was helping me fight for, the $31 billion versus the $12.5 billion, I would have had it for all of the bricks and mortar that we needed. But that doesn't mean we don't have resources. Frank knows this. We have infrastructure dollars that we give out in the form of grants. And what I've talked to everyone here about is I need more from the state. I need more from the local community, because there's a huge chunk for the federal government. We're going to do our part, but I want to see what else you can pull in locally. and Pete's committed to doing that, and then we're going to find out, what that number is and, what we can do to make sure this project goes. And I love when you say they're shovel ready, projects that are ready to go, that this tower could be done in 2 years would be remarkable.
Yep.
So yeah, that's so I don't have it all, but we do have, the FAA is funded and there is grant money that goes to facilities like this.
Real quick, can I ask what the general takeaway was from your tour here?
Yeah, so I've seen a lot of really old towers, right? And old towers where the drop-down ceilings are gone because they had leaks and the carpet's musty. But this one is unique in that it's small, it's really old, and the technology that you're using, again, is it safe? Of course, listen, our airspace is safe, but our airspace is getting more complicated. And we can't have more aircraft in the airspace and think we're going to be able to manage it with this old equipment. And so to the controllers, they do a fantastic job, and kudos to them, and Frank mentioned that also. Grateful for them. But they deserve better. They deserve better infrastructure. They deserve better technology. If we were using, I'm dating myself, but we'd play Atari back in the 80s, right? Old school. That is like rock star technology compared to what they're using here. And you look at how far we've come in the development of technology and resources. We have to deploy it. And so I was taken by how old it was, how antiquated it was. And again, I would love to tell you that you're all really unique and special, but you're not, in that I look across from community to community, and this is the American story. And I don't want, when we leave, that to be the American story, that we actually have stepped in, that Congress did their part. We've dealt with some of the slowness of the FAA, which they can move slowly. We got to think through how we can do it fast and do it safe. And that's the mission. Listen, thank you guys for coming out. Appreciate it. God bless. Thank you, Pete.
Good job. Appreciate you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
We'll stay in touch.